Before we jump in today, I want to tell you about something that I think is going to be a game changer for your business. It ties in perfectly with what we're talking about in today's episode, actually. It's called the Workflow Exchange. It is a free bundle of 10 expert built plug and play workflows that are designed to help you finally stop running your business on chaos and a wing and a prayer and finally start running it on some clarity. Hallelujah. We're talking real step-by-step systems for things like client experience, content creation, email marketing, SEO, sales, finance, so much more, you guys. Built by experienced business owners who actually use these things. All right. And if you've ever said, all I need to do is get more organized, or I know I need systems, but I don't know where to start, this bundle is made for you, I promise. So, access to it is completely free, but only through March 15th. And then after that, it goes into a waitlist mode. So I want you to head to theworkflowexchange.com. Super easy to remember, theworkflowexchange.com to grab your spot. And I'm going to drop the link in the show notes too. So with that, let's get on to the episode. Today on the podcast, I get to have a conversation with my friend Faith Hanan, who has been helping me with my own SEO in my own business, on my website, all the things. And I've been having such an eye-opening experience as I've walked through this with Faith that I asked her to come on the podcast and share some of it with you because I believe that SEO is something that we should all be paying attention to. SEO, AEO, GEO, all the EOs. EIO, just kidding. But first, before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about Faith. She is a fellow Jesus lover. She's a wife, a barrel racer. How fun is that? A worship leader. She terms herself as an accidental SEO expert, copywriter, podcaster, and she also wrangles all of her tiny humans. She has a podcast, which you should absolutely put on your listen list. It's called Simple SEO and Marketing. That's actually how I found her, is through her podcast. And on that podcast, she is going to bring very practical tips on how to scale your online business using SEO keywords and blogging. And that really is what she is going to bring to the conversation today. So without further ado, let's get into the conversation with Faith. Truth time. When's the last time you raised your hands for a swift kick in the pants? Well, I'm the no-nonsense type friend who's going to tell you when you have food in your teeth. So let's get right to it. This is your infusion of sacred and secular, calling you higher into who God created you to be, exploring how intimately faith applies to every part of your life, and how you can live that faith every single day in the marketplace. I felt the tension of separation of church and state. I've been one of the few women at a table of men for decades, and I've stood my ground. Are you ready to do the same? These tools, resources, and interviews are meant to do just that. I'm Jan Touchberry, and it's time to share her faith at work. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the podcast. I am here with a friend of mine who has been instrumental in moving my business forward in the world of SEO, and I'm so excited to introduce you to her today. Faith, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Jan. I feel like this has been like a long time coming and then a very quick text message like, hey, let's record today. So it's great. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, gotta love an impromptu Zoom session.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to expand the listener's mind to the world of SEO. And if you guys are, if you are dabbling in SEO, this is going to be great for you. If you are thinking, I've heard of SEO, but I'm not really dabbling in it, this is going to be really great for you. So Faith, just tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do and why you're so passionate about it.
So I am, first of all, a daughter of the King. And I love that so much. My identity is in who my Father has made me to be, and that I'm his, and everything else flows from that. Job-wise, I am a mom of 3 littles, 8 down to 2. I homeschool the 8 and 5-year-old. 2-year-old's exempt for now. He doesn't have to do school just yet because he ate some crayon the other day. So I was like, no, you don't get to do this yet.
You're not quite ready, buddy.
No, he thinks he is, but I was like, no, we're not doing that yet.
Yeah.
I also help lead worship occasionally at my church. I barrel race and rodeo competitively. And then I run a copywriting and SEO agency, as well as doing copywriting and SEO education, which is how I met Jan.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I am so blessed to be in your sphere because if if I am honest, I was in the category of I know what SEO is, but I'm not optimizing it at all in my business
Mhm.
until about probably 6 months ago. And I have started seeing some momentum from that. And I know that it's not something that you get into and you get instant results. This is a
Mhm.
trial and error. You're working on keywords and you have to wait until the system kind of picks you up and starts to deliver
Mhm.
you to people. But I'm seeing that now and it's so exciting.
Yay. Yeah, SEO is definitely the crock pot of marketing.
That's a really great way to put it.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, you do the work up front and you put all the right seasonings in and all of the right ingredients,
Yeah.
but it takes a while to see the full effect of that. And so a lot of people, they get so discouraged along the way or
Mm,
so overwhelmed with all the ingredients that it takes that they either don't start or they quit,
yeah.
too soon.
Yeah. So why is the SEO important?
Okay, so for those of your listeners who don't know, I'm just going to break it down a little bit.
Right.
SEO stands for search engine optimization. And what that does is it helps search engines like Google and Bing and DuckDuckGo and whatever else there is find you for what you do and put you in front of the right people or not, depending on how good your SEO strategy is.
Hmm.
And so the whole goal of using SEO to market our businesses is to make it easy for search engines to find us and understand what we do and put us in front of the right people. And so when we're not using SEO for marketing our business, then we're trying to be in all the other places, right? Like social
Right.
media or paid ads or YouTube and podcast, which are all good. They all have their place, right? But when you can optimize what you do for somebody who is looking for what you offer,
Hmm.
and then you can show up exactly when they're looking for it, it doesn't just get you in front of the right people, but it shortcuts the sale process because you're putting yourself in front of hot leads instead of just standing on the street corner like those big air blobs that are like getting a lot of attention, but like nobody actually pulls in there because there's a waiting air blob, right? We want to get found by people when they're ready to buy. And that's what SEO does for us.
That is a great explanation. So I know that there are so many people these days who are, well, I hear it in my sphere a lot that
Mm-hmm.
people are a little tired of the rat race of social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally have turned almost all of my attention to SEO in order to be able to step out of that rat race a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to people who are in that space. What is the benefit of SEO over this constant creation of content, or is it something that we should be doing at the same time?
Well, to be fair, I haven't posted on social media for my business in two and a half, no, 3 years now, I think.
Okay, that's encouraging to me.
Yeah. And some of that was just like it started as a church fast. So I was like, well, I'm just going to fast Instagram. And then I was like, I like this. I like not being on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so then it was like, it just became like this inner competition. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll just stay off for a year. Maybe I'll stay off for 2 years. And I still have I still have access to stuff on my computer, but I
Hmm.
don't have the app on my phone.
Yeah.
And I haven't posted for however long that was, plus a little bit before that. But the benefit of SEO or any long form content marketing, right? Like YouTube, podcast, blogs, the benefit of being SEO focused is that content lasts so much longer.
Hmm.
So your Instagram posts, your TikTok, and your Facebook posts all live and die within 24 hours
Yeah.
or less. They're going to get, it's called the half life of that shelf. It's called the half life, which means they're going to get half the eyeballs that they're ever going to get in less than 24 hours. And then
Hmm.
they're useless. They're useless. They're just going to live and die in less than 24 hours. And so with blog posts, they are still being indexed and shown for years and years and years. I have a blog post that I wrote, gosh, 9 years ago now that
Wow.
still gets me traffic.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And I think I've touched it once since then to like update a few things. And that was before I knew anything about SEO.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know that there are some people out there that are very intrigued by this. So
Mm-hmm.
if the question is, where do I start?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a simple way to start, or is it so complicated that the average person is going to be confused by it all?
Right. Well, let's just debunk that right now. I have three
Right.
small children and I run my business in less than 20 hours a week, including client work. I don't have time for complicated.
I feel that.
Yeah. And I just, everything in my life, I try to make it simple. Like, I don't want to fiddle fart around with anything that's complicated or that doesn't work. And so, what you have to do is you essentially have to break your SEO strategy down into what are people actually searching
Mm-hmm. It's
and
good.
how does that line up with what I offer? Because a lot of times I see people, they talk about what they do and they talk about it. It's a truth. They're being truthful. They're not liar, pants on fire, but how they talk about what they do and how people talk about their need are two completely different ways.
Right.
And so it's like people are speaking different languages almost. And so
Hmm.
you have to figure out your keywords is a term for that. And what it is you're just essentially trying to figure out the right words.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just looking for the right words. What are people actually searching for when it comes to the problem that I solve and the value that I provide? And what can I realistically rank for? Okay. Because if you are trying to rank number one for athletic shoes, sorry about you, Bob. Sorry about you. Nike, Under Armour,
Yeah. Not gonna
Adidas,
happen.
they have more clout, more SEO history. They have way more irons in that fire than you do. You're not going to outrank them for that. And so the dance with SEO then is finding the words that fit what you do and what you can realistically rank for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you well know, that is something that has
Mm-hmm.
been the bane of my existence for the last few months because doing what I do in the website design and marketing space, I'm small fish in a big pond.
Mm-hmm.
And so finding those things that feel like they're true to me and what my
Mm-hmm.
business is and how I serve people, but also that are realistic is it's proven difficult, although I feel like we're making some progress there. But
Mm-hmm.
here's the other thing that I've had to kind of wrap my brain around and set my heart right on is that I look at so one of the tools that we use for this type of thing is Ubersuggest.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go in there and I'm typing all of these keywords and search terms and I'm looking at, oh, this has, 10,000 people searching for that. And that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's not realistic. And so I've had to look at smaller keywords that
Mm-hmm.
only maybe even have 120. This was very eye-opening when you said this to me, Faith.
Mm-hmm.
It had 120 people searching for it a month.
Mm-hmm.
But you you said to me something to the effect of, wouldn't you rather get put in front of 120 of your ideal clients every single month than
Mm-hmm.
try to get put in front of this large group of people that so many other people are competing for?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a mic drop moment and a brain switch for me. And for so many, I think, entrepreneurs that are, driven like me, we like the big things. We like
Mm-hmm.
to feel like, I mean, it makes us feel important and it makes us feel like we're winning. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not necessarily the best strategy when you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about SEO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you have your SEO strategy and your copywriting strategy really dialed in, which is why I can't separate the two. I just can't separate the two in my brain.
Yeah.
I know there's people that do copy and people that do SEO, but I can't separate the two in my brain. When you have that dialed in and you know, okay, I want to get in front of these exact people, and this is the language that's going to help them convert,
Hmm.
then you can convert at a higher rate because you're in front of the exact 120 people that you need to be in front of.
Yeah.
You can craft your titles properly so that they want to click on that. You can craft your headlines clearly so that they're like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I need. You can build that momentum faster with the right people when you use SEO versus just when you use SEO strategically versus just like, I want to rank in front of 10,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. So for people who are convinced and now they want to take that next step, are there some tools that you suggest? I know we already mentioned Ubersuggest and they do
Mhm.
have some free searches that you can do, but how would a
Mhm.
person go about really finding kind of their keywords or phrases that they can start exploring with?
Well, if you have exactly $0,
Right.
then Ubersuggest, the free version, is a great place to start. You're going to be limited on how many searches you can do per day.
Right.
Um, I I know there's a lot of other tools out there, and I haven't tried them all. Like, who has that much time, right? Like, but the ones I have tried,
Yeah.
Ubersuggest is by far the easiest, and it's the most effective of the big name tools out there because it connects directly with Google API. And so
Hmm.
you're getting actual data from Google, whereas a lot of these other tools like Key Search and all of these others, you're getting guesses.
Oh, that's important to know.
Uh-huh. And so first things first, you have to do keyword research.
Hmm.
That is step numero uno, because you have to figure out, okay, are they actually calling me what I think they're calling me? Are they searching for the problems that I think they're searching for? And what we find a lot of times is they're not searching for that. So you're over here screaming about how to paint your walls blue when they're like, I just want my room to not look like poop,
Yeah.
and they're searching for something that, yes, you provide, but you're not speaking their language, so that there's no connection there. So first things first is keyword research. The Ubersuggest free version is limited, but it's still going to get you on the right track. But I always ask people to start their keyword research on paper,
Hmm.
because when you open up a tool, your brain just is automatically thinking about, oh my gosh, this tool is so overwhelming, or you see words in front of you and then you lose the words that you have in your head. And so I always tell people to start their keyword research on paper, which I know is not technically research, it's brainstorming, but whatever. We're going to start our keyword research on paper, and we're going to brainstorm ideas for what we think we're going to get found, what we think we want to get found for in the problem that we solve, the promise that we offer, like the transformational identity that people are going to achieve, the people that we are, the person that we are, the person that they are, and then any different buckets of content
Hmm.
that we offer, And so we do keyword research, brainstorming that way, and then we jump into the tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've created a tool called Keyword Research Kickstart for people. It's super affordable. It breaks down keyword research using Ubersuggest. You can get through the training in an hour.
Awesome.
And it's super affordable, just so that you can at least get your keywords figured out,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that you're not screaming into the void.
Yeah, super important. So we can for sure link that in the show notes, you guys. And then Faith will tell you how to find her in all the places that she wants to send you at the end of this podcast. But once people have gotten their keyword research started, at least, how do they know if it's working?
How they know if the keyword research is working or how
Yeah,
SEO is
or
working?
SEO in general.
Well, are you getting more traffic?
Hmm.
Are you getting more eyeballs to your website? And so after we do our keyword research, I always want people to, I have kind of a backwards way of thinking in, I want your core pages to be optimized, like your homepage and your about page and your sales page,
Hmm.
because those should be getting traffic. Those should be well written enough and SEO rich enough that they actually get traffic on their own two legs,
Yeah.
instead of only blogs getting traffic. And so I always want people to optimize their main pages for SEO and then start writing SEO friendly blogs.
Good.
And then usually I tell people you're going to see results within 6 months, but usually we start seeing results within a month and a half to 3 months.
Hmm.
But a lot of it depends on the health of your website to begin with. Like, if you were like me and you jump out of the airplane first and then build the parachute on the way down, then
What?
sometimes there's a lot of mess to clean up on the back end of your website.
Yeah.
And a lot of broken links and a lot of file sizes that are way too large and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And so there's not a straight number for, everybody. Like, if you have been blogging for 15 years and you have 15 years of street cred, you're going to rank faster than somebody who just started a business, just started a website, and has no social media following.
That's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really, really good. Um, so I think that part of the problem, and you can correct me if you don't agree with this, but I think part of the problem is people aren't even looking at the back end of things to see if things are working or not. They're not looking at any kind of analytics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people post and pray on social media. Well, you're creating the same type of environment on your website. You
Yeah.
create this website, but you're never looking in Google Analytics.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking at what's actually happening on which pages, and are there any things that are broken? Are there things that Google's asking you for so that you can
Mm-hmm.
rank higher and get put in front of other people? And it can be intimidating to look at those types of things if you're not techie, if you're overwhelmed by numbers. So when somebody like that comes to you, what do you tell them?
Well, first I cry right along with them because I don't love analytics. Like I would rather build something brand new than go through and fix 47 broken links. Like I'm like, oh dear Jesus, please
Yeah,
help me.
yeah.
And then I walk through my VA and I'm like, will you please fix these links for me? Okay, thanks, bye. Um, but the fact of the matter is if we don't check performance, then we don't know what we need to fix. And it can feel like really, uh, it's kind of one of those like, and I'm going to take this back to rodeo and barrel racing for a minute.
Okay.
I have ridden horses literally since I could walk, if not before. Like I've competed my whole life, but I want to do better than I've done thus far. So I need to submit myself to coaching and correction
That's good.
if I want to go further.
Yeah.
And so I've, gotten some coaching from a gal recently we, and she's very direct. She's very blunt. She's not unkind, but she's not going to sugarcoat anything ever,
Mhm.
which I love
Yeah.
because I want to change and I want to get better. Now, when it comes to your Google Analytics and it comes to looking at your page performance and it comes to looking at what's actually working in your business and what's not, funnels, emails, all of it, right?
Yeah.
If we don't analyze what's working and what's not working, then we can't improve. And if you're just like, Faith, I can't handle all of the news right now, just give me, a little bit. Let's look at your analytics. Let's look at open it, set up your Google Analytics if it's not already set up, and then look at it in a month and see what your top performing pages are.
Hmm.
And then I want you to look at time on page. Okay. And then see if you can make a few tweaks to the top part of your copy and keep and improve time on page, right? Like we want people to be on your page long enough to convert, long enough to see what it is you're about. Okay. We want people to be finding you for the things that you want to get found for. So I want you to set up your Google Analytics and I want you to set up your Search Console. Those are free tools through Google. And your Search Console is going to tell you that you are showing up for these terms. And then you're going to say, oh, well, shucky darns. I didn't really want to show up for that term. I wanted to show up for this completely opposite term.
Right. Yeah.
How do I fix that? Right. But if you see that you're showing up for terms that you really want to show up for, but you're not getting any clicks, then okay, I'm showing up, but I'm not getting clicks. So let's optimize my titles, my
That's
page
really good.
titles.
Yeah.
And you can just find those gaps and think through the user journey.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I know for me, it's been super helpful to be in your course
Mm-hmm.
because
Good.
having you to bounce things off of, I'm a verbal processor,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm left to my own devices, I just verbally process in my own head and I never get anywhere. It's not
Have
good.
an argument back and forth.
I do. Yes. And it just spins and spins and spins. And so having you to be able to verbally process with um and be able to receive the coaching that you've been giving me has been a huge blessing to me. So tell people about your course and how they can find that and you, because I know that this is such a broad topic of
Mm-hmm.
SEO. And I think this is just a we've scratched the surface, but there are going to be people who put themselves into the category of, I'm ready for this next step. I know this is the next step. I don't want to take it by myself, so I need faith.
Okay. Well, I would love to have you. So my course, my signature program is called this Simple SEO Framework, SSF, and group coaching because I knew you would need some help with this, right? And so what I've done is I've set everything up with timers and templates, and it should take this long to do so that you can get your website SEO optimized. Your website has to already be built. You can't build your website in this course. You need to have your website up, or get it up real quick before you jump into this. You're going to get your website SEO optimized in 4 to 8 hours. That means your keyword research done, your keywords in the right places on your website, and your SEO poop in a group.
That's amazing.
And then you're going to get your machine, your SEO traffic generating machine, running and keep it running in 2 hours a week or less with creating an SEO optimized blog. So what I do is I teach you how to write an SEO optimized blog in an hour and a half, and then take 30 minutes each week to maintain the machine, to check the analytics, to make sure things are working, so that you don't look up, in a month and realize, oh, shoot, my entire website is broken because I have all of these broken links.
Yeah. Yeah. That's no bueno. That's no bueno. I am always I'm such a numbers driven person, and I'm always very excited when I go into Ubersuggest and it says your SEO is 100% optimized. I'm like, yeah,
gold stars.
But if it's a 98, I'm like, oh no, how do I get it back to 100? I don't like this very much.
Yeah.
So.
But if y'all want to join that SSF and group coaching, we do group coaching 2 calls a month. I've never not gotten to somebody's question. It's not like other group coaching programs that I've been part of where you never get your question answered. I've always gotten to people's questions. And if y'all want a special discount, I will create a discount code called Jan to give you a discount for being one of Jan's peeps, because I want to help y'all grow your business in a way that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be on the, Instagram, TikTok, whatever content hamster wheel constantly.
Yeah. It is that it's been so refreshing to me to be able to step away from that madness and know that I've got something working in the background all the time. All the time, y'all. And it is serving me up to people when I am sleeping, when I'm playing with my grandkids, when I'm out taking a walk. It's working behind the scenes for you, which is why I feel like this is so valuable. And if you are not doing it, you really need to think about this as seriously the next step to grow your business. Faith,
thank you for that.
So, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with everybody. And y'all check the show notes. Go to Faith, what you just want to send them to your website, right?
Yep. faithhanan.com/framework if you want to go check out the course, or just faithhanan.com if you're like, what is this crazy chick dropping all these weird slangs up to? So
perfect. Well, thanks everybody for joining us for another episode of Her Faith at Work, and we will see you next week. Have a great day. Okay. Wasn't that a great conversation? I mean, really. And I'm even more excited that you stayed to the end to hear about this, because if you've been listening to the podcast for a few weeks, you've probably heard me talk about the Workflow Exchange. If you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory. It is a group of 10 women, myself included. We're business experts in our own right, and we have come together. We're each putting in a workflow or an SOP, if you will, that gives you practical step-by-step tips, a system, a process that you can implement in various areas of your business to take it to the next level. And guess what? Faith is one of those. So she has put in an SEO for blogging workflow that you are absolutely going to love. I've already seen it. It's going to start going out in emails next week. All these workflows come to you one a day for 2 weeks, Monday through Friday. And if you want in on that, you can just go to theworkflowexchange.com, theworkflowexchange.com. You can sign up there. You'll get my workflow, you'll get Faith's workflow, and you'll get 8 other workflows from other expert businesswomen who are absolutely amazing. You're going to love it. You got to get there, theworkflowexchange.com. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Her Faith at Work. If the Lord put someone on your heart that you think needs to hear this message today, will you just smash that share button? And if you haven't already followed the show, I would love for you to do that. Super extra points if you hop over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. That helps the algorithm pick us up and drop us right in the AirPods of people that need to hear what the Lord is saying to them today. I hope you'll come back for the next episode of Her Faith at Work. The podcast comes out every Wednesday. And if you look down in the show notes, I've even got a couple of free downloads for you that I think you will really enjoy. With that, have a great week. See you next time.